Welcome back to Spritz and Chips.
Episode dos, episode 2, episode deux.
It's basically just a new series that I'm doing here on my channel with Hunter. And we just, you know, like to chit and chat, and it's kind of like a cocktail hour with your friends. And we make different drinks and have different snacks each time. Not that you care about that, but we do.
Today on Spritz and Chips, we are having a little bit of popcorn, as you can tell.
Good. Yeah.
Also, I'm making Greyhounds today.
You are making Greyhounds, yes.
I'm making Greyhounds. I've already juiced the grapefruit juice.
Yeah, Greyhounds are super easy.
We have a cup of ice.
Ice, vodka, and grapefruit.
And grapefruit juice.
This is Hunter's favorite drink of all time.
Favorite drink, but it's because I love.
You love grapefruit.
I love grapefruit so much, so much. Oh, so much.
We love them. And
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Grapefruits.
Basically. So yeah, we drink a lot of these because Hunter loves grapefruit. So I'll show you to make it. It's super easy. We have ice in our cup, and then we're gonna do a little bit of vodka, or maybe like halfway.
I usually pour the vodka first, and it's typically just like, I don't know, depends how much you want.
There, yeah.
Right
we
there.
have to pack after this, so
yeah, we're packing for our San Francisco trip after this. Spillio. And then you top it off with grapefruit juice. It's typically like half and half, or 2 parts vodka, 3 parts grapefruit juice. And just to make it cold and mix it up, I have the shaker. I'm not actually going to shake it. I shake it sometimes, but if you shake it, you don't want to shake it a ton because it will foam or bubble. What would you call it?
Foam.
So I'm just going to mix them, just to get a quick little mixture. Just one time. Easy does it. That's all you got to do.
Fresh squeezed grapefruits make all the difference. Don't go try and buying grapefruit juice in a can. It's not going to taste the same. It'll, taste fine, but it tastes way better with fresh squeeze. So, it's not hard to do. Just, it makes it.
When I first moved to California, I thought this was my first California moment, but it was something I've been actually doing my whole life, which is when I go to a bar or a restaurant and I want a Greyhound, I always ask, hey, is your grapefruit fresh squeezed? And it sounds very like bougie, kind of bougie a little bit.
Extra.
But it's extra, true. You gotta get fresh squeezed grapefruit juice. It makes it, and it's just really refreshing. So yeah, that's what we're sipping on tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Spritz and Chips, Ep 2.
Good.
Oh my god, so good. Right before this, I asked you guys to send in topics or questions for Spritz and Chips. So we got a couple, and someone asked how to budget as a young adult. So I'm like, oh my gosh, boy, do we have answers for that. So we were just saying, like, adulting is hard and it sucks, but
it's fun.
It's fun.
But it's tough.
But it's tough, and
really the main reason that we say it sucks, it doesn't. It's great. It's fantastic. But it's doing a lot of the small things that you don't like think about. Or the things that you don't budget for.
Like renewing your passport.
Or going and getting, like, I don't know, your dog shots taken care of.
Well, that's fun. I will say that if you're still in college, bless you, you're probably having so much fun. However, when you graduate college, it is definitely an adjustment and like kind of a shock. So I remember when we both graduated, we were both like, whoa, this is weird. Like for 20 years of your life, 21 years of your life, you have everything structured for you. Like you get up and go to class and your parents pay for everything. And it's all great and it's so much fun, but you don't realize what it's actually like. It's just a really harsh transition to turn into working full time and like supporting yourself. It's just like not all fun and games anymore. And so it takes a really long time to kind of, well, it took me a while to be like, oh, whoa, like this is what life is gonna be. However, I am really thankful that like my parents made me work when I was younger, because I worked ever since like 14. I worked in like a little boutique downtown, and then I worked in a tanning salon, and then I worked just all these like little places, and that really like helped me not, like when I became an adult and I had to work to support myself, it wasn't like as much of a shock, or I can't even imagine what I would be feeling if I had never had a job. I would be like, whoa.
It's definitely valuable. Yeah, I mean,
so valuable.
I wasn't necessarily forced to get a job at a young age. Like in like maybe senior year of high school, like that kind of time frame up until like through college. Obviously, I worked and stuff in the summers, but no, I always like even growing up, I enjoyed working somewhat. It like keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Like I worked for like a little health food store. I did like a internship with some like healthcare company. I did an internship with your sister's company in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I worked as a valet parker. Mm-hmm. I was a valetist.
I'm sure a lot of you already have jobs and you get that and stuff, and we were very fortunate that our parents helped us with college and all that stuff. So student loans is not an issue for us, which is really amazing.
It's like really fortunate because we've had a lot of friends that have had student loans, and but yeah, we were fortunate in that aspect. But once you graduate college, it's like, you know what? Time out. I have something to say about that. Actually, I have another little tidbit to add. And I'm sorry I keep going off on tangents and going off topic.
Okay.
But why don't they teach a class in college that's like adulting?
I know. Literally like how to be an adult, because it's gnarly.
Yeah, it's like even like there's like finance classes, there's like business classes, there's like home ec and parenting and child development and like all kinds of stuff.
That's right, there is.
But there's not like adulting. Like all of it together, just like what are the five...
Like, what are taxes?
What are 5 columns of data that you need to know for adulting? What are 5 like groups that you could break out into a semester of like learning to be an adult?
Actually, we were talking to a college kid the other day in a coffee shop, and he said that
he took that.
They just added like a financial class, so it's finance based, which is.
But I'm talking like one for adulting, one for marriage, one for like career and like balance and all kinds of stuff. You know, like friendship balance as an adult and
I know
parenting, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, and that stuff's hard. But you can't. It's hard, I think, to teach people.
It's kind of like the Wild Wild West.
Values, yeah. Okay, back. So that was our little college tidbit. So if you're in that space and you just graduated college and you're like, holy what is happening? I get it, and you'll be fine, I promise. Like, just time to put your big girl pants on and you're gonna do it. Like, you are badass, you got it, you just gotta go after it. And this is the time where you really get to like figure out what you want and what you're passionate about and what you like. And what's great about adulting is that you have full control of like everything. Like, you pick what you want to do, you put yourself in situations you want to be put in, you get to control your budget, your everything. So you get to make a lot of decisions, and it helps you shape into like who you want to be, and the discovery is like really fun. So lots to look forward to. It's not all bad, and we were just saying that it's a little bit surprising at first. But so tips for budgeting, I would say what Hunter and I did when we graduated college and we started like having more, I mean, we had rent and bills and stuff like that. At first we were just like trying to literally just pay everything that we could, and we didn't think about like saving money or budgeting or anything like that. We're just like, we just need to like pay our rent, pay our bills, and
it was
then
like check to check.
Let's go shopping, with the rest of the money. So wouldn't recommend that necessarily, because it's not that much you need like a plan kind of. So it helps to know.
It was like everything we brought in essentially went out.
And we were like, yeah, it's fine. Like, we don't save money.
We were still, even doing that though, we were budgeting to do that almost.
Well, right, because you have to make sure you have money.
We were keeping track with like all of our bills and keeping track with like everything we had to cover, like our rent and our groceries and all that. We wrote it all out on a spreadsheet. We knew everything we like needed to like put aside to cover those things, and then everything else we like literally spent. We didn't have any kind of like savings plan.
What I would recommend doing is basically you can start out by doing this. Now look at, like, let's say you have your first job and you know pretty much what you're making on a monthly basis, like what your paychecks are if they're every 2 weeks, if they're every month.
What was the original question?
How to budget as a young adult. Tips for budgeting as a young adult. So look at the total that comes in each month, okay? So you have your total here. Make a Google Doc. The Google Doc is the best, especially if you're like in a relationship and you need someone else to look at it, or you want your parents to look at it and help you. Or a Google Doc, you can literally just access it anywhere, whether you're like on your phone, on your laptop, wherever. So the total that's coming in, and then list all of your overhead or whatever bills you have. So you have rent, you have cell phone, probably, and you might have, I don't know, a couple of other bills. List them down, deduct all of those amounts from your paycheck. You'll see how much you have left over after you cover all your stuff. So how much is gonna be left over for like spending. Then you can kind of generally be like, okay, if I have $500 left over each month after I pay off everything, then I'm gonna allow myself to say, okay, I want to reserve 200 of that for clothes and shopping if you're a girl, and maybe 100 or 150 for groceries if you're one person. Then you could be, that would mean that per week you could spend about $25-30 on groceries, which is not a lot, but for one person you could probably do that at the grocery store. So then you know how much is left over at the end of each month. So then maybe your final number after all of that is 200. Then you're like, okay, I'm putting that $200 into my savings account because maybe I want to save up a certain amount of money to like buy a house one day.
Or you could put $25 away and spend the other $175.
Right, that would definitely.
That would have been the recommendation
from you.
We would have given 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Even if it's a little amount of money, just to like practice what it is to like put away something and have a little bit of structure. Now, what I like about that, it's not like you're under this harsh budget, but you know exactly in the back of your head, like, okay, if I'm gonna buy like these pair of sunglasses that are really expensive this month, like I know that's dipping into the amount that I'm saving, and if you're okay with that, you'd be like, okay, but then you kind of understand when there's less money in your savings account than when you looked at before, you know why, like you treated yourself to something. So it helps to just go through that process of seeing all the numbers on one page and understanding it. Like for me, that makes me feel better. So I know if I'm like taking, if I'm not saving as much, why, or it's in the back of my head, like, okay, this is what I'm going for. So I think that really helps. You'll figure out like what is valuable to you and worth like your hard work.
Like be organized, but have like, don't stress out about it. The more you stress, the more it becomes like an obsession, and like that is not fun to fall into. And no one likes someone who's obsessed with like being a penny pincher anyways.
No.
The times we're able to save the most and most strategic is when we have a goal for ourselves. Like every time we ever set a goal for ourselves, financially,
You can hit it.
we can hit it because we're focused on it versus just like, I don't know, trying to save money just to save money is tough. Like set some goals for yourself. Like set a trip aside and say like, I want to put like this much to my trip, but everything I put to my trip, I also want to save. So when you do go on your trip, you also have like that same amount of money that you spend on the trip aside and saved in your bank account for something else, or just like saved in a savings account that you can be investing somewhere. But yeah, just set goals for yourself. Like no matter how you do it, just set some kind of goal.
I hope that helps. If you guys have more questions about budgeting, feel free to DM either of us on Instagram. We're happy to help.
And we're not accountants by any means.
Not accountants, no. But I would say we have a pretty realistic approach. We have some friends that are like really strict about money, and some people that are like balls to the walls. And I think we're like a healthy balance of the two. If you have any questions or if you're in a bind, ask away. We won't tell anybody. The next question that we got was relationship tips
on how to balance marriage and life.
Yes. So, oh man, that's a broad subject. I would say
once again, not experts.
Not experts, no. But yeah, I would say for starters, for a good relationship, communication, obviously, which is not always easy because usually when you get in a relationship, the two people come from really different backgrounds and you have really different styles of communications, different upbringings, different way you interacted with your parents. So that's a challenge at first, and it definitely was for us, just coming from 2 different states and 2 different places.
Like 2 different cultures entirely.
Yeah, we were like, what the hell? Who are you? What's going on? But we loved each other, so we worked through it, and like
we definitely had our fair share of like
fights and battles. Yeah, at the beginning for sure, it was like very strenuous and kind of like just trying to understand who each other is and like where you come from. And that takes like a really long time, like, I mean, years.
I guess that would be a tip, is like, work hard to understand your partner's background. So
Where they come from
and like what experiences they've been through. And when we say like where they come from, we mean like what are their past relationships look like? Mm-hmm. What was the type of family they were raised in? What type of environment, like culture wise and city wise, like were they raised in? Like how did they grow up? Putting in the effort to understand the background and like the upbringing you have or that your partner has, it really helps, because then when you get in fights or in arguments or like, I don't know, disagreements, then you're more understanding about, hey, like this, I totally understand like why you have this view or perspective on a situation and why you can be frustrated, because like it totally makes sense and I get that. I see your side and I apologize for doing this. Like you're more forgiving and you're also more apologetic because of those items. So I'd say tip number one is just understanding like your partner and also your partner's background and history. But also like, I think that's also coming from like the place what I was just saying, like every relationship is so different. So every, like there's no right or wrong way to do a relationship because every relationship is so different, but that's even more of a reason to go like learn about your partner, because your relationship will be special and unique and original, and own that and like take care of it.
Yeah. I would say the biggest misconception that I think people don't realize about relationships is that, like you watch movies and you see people when they fall in love, and when you fall in love, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you think that that is supposed to exist like your entire life until like while you're with that person, like you're literally going to be like completely infatuated with them and they could do no wrong and you just can't see anything else. And that is not reality, and it's not in a bad way. It's just life. Like there's nobody that could ever like fulfill that. There's just nobody that perfect. Like it's not gonna happen. So what I would say, but why people like really enjoy their marriages and like relationships so much is because you basically look at it as like a super deep friendship, like on crack, like on another level, really, really deep bond. And it is so amazing. Like it's not that, of course it's romantic in certain ways and stuff, and it's great. But more than anything, it's like a two-way relationship, like almost just like a really, really strong, deep friendship. That's just a really tight, close bond. So it's really cool. It's so much fun, and you get to like learn that person ins and outs, and they know you, and it's the only person that you like really deeply can trust, and they know everything about you, like your deepest, darkest secrets, all of like your insecurities, like they're your safe zone, and you get to just expose everything to them, and they're there for you. It's like your ride or die person. If you don't feel that way, then you can work to get there though. You just need to like really focus on communicating, and if you are with somebody that maybe doesn't feel that way, like show interest in them and like try and get them to open up.
Yep. It takes effort.
It does. It takes a lot of effort. Like you have to have conversations and like bring up questions about like deeper topics and like ask things that nobody would ever ask, like off the wall things like that you just wouldn't expect, but you need to like know those things about each other. But if you like sometimes don't stay in communication about like what's going on at like a deeper soul level, then it can become really surface, and it's just like you're just living together, and then you really don't know what's going on with the other person because you don't know what's deep down inside of them unless you ask. So yep. I think we try to like stay on the same page, and if we start to feel like a little bit distant or kind of like, I wonder like how they're really doing, like as a human, like ask like, hey, how are you doing lately? What's going on? What's up? What's like, are you stressed out about anything?
Quiet, like, what's going on with you?
You feeling happy? Like, are you liking your job? Like, how are you feeling about this? Like, dig in there and get all those things. And people want to talk. Think about it, like you want people to ask questions to you, and you want to have somebody to confide in. So it's the exact same thing, and that will bring you really close together. Yeah. And that will keep it like real, and do it try not to react to things that like you maybe don't like to hear about, or like get upset about. Like if they say, well, I'm not, you know, I'm feeling kind of distant from you, like instead of getting upset, just say, okay, like, because thankfully they told you, and just say like, okay, what can we do in order to make that better? Like, where is the issue happening for you? And maybe like we can do some things to become closer, and try to be like mature about it so that you can get further. Because really like everyone just wants to be understood and listened to, and that'll bring you closer. Just being nice and friendly.
You have like, when you have similarities that you can bond over.
Yeah. Find things you have in common.
Like we like a lot of the same stuff. Like we spend a lot of time together, but it's good. Like we have so many similar interests that we pursue those interests together, and it allows us to spend a lot of time together. And it's actually kind of funny. I was gonna actually say this about Spritz and chips even, is that during the week, like we're busy and we're together a lot. Like we run all of our errands together.
Yeah.
We have one car now, so we just run all of our errands together, and everywhere we go, like we're usually together in the car. So we talk a lot. But Spritz and chips is kind of a moment for us to just like not think about our work or like life outside of this, and just like talk and hang out.
Yeah.
It's like a time to just hang out and not talk about like when we're in the car and we're talking, it's about like
bills,
what's the plan today?
Yeah.
What's the bills? Like what are we doing here? What's this? Like where are we going next? Like what's the plan for this weekend? What's the plan for next week, next month? Like what's the rest of the year look like? Like show me the calendar, show me the schedule. Like it's just like always like pretty busy. And so even when you're together and you're spending a lot of time together, like you're doing a lot of adulting stuff.
Now, time to like tap out and just like go to dinner and be like, we're not talking about work, we're not talking about
we at least
money,
make it,
we're just gonna like talk about fun stuff.
We at least make an effort to at least go to dinner twice a week, to like a decent dinner. Where it's not just like something that's like really fast, but at least where you sit down for like an hour and you can sit across from each other and chat and check in on each other.
No cell phones.
Zero cell phones,
Put
even
them
though
away.
they slip on occasion.
Yeah.
It's a time to just like relax, take a deep breath.
And enjoy.
Yeah, and wind down. It's like rare that people wind down these days. And so when you're busy with work or you're busy with like life, just like take a couple times a week and even schedule them to like say like, this is like the time we're having together. And like I was saying, like Spritz and chips, like we know every Thursday we're going to be filming Spritz and chips, and it's like our time to just hang out and chill.
Yeah. Someone asked, what is your favorite places to shop for home decor? So if you're new around here, we just moved into a new house, so we're decorating, and it's been super fun. And I think I'm actually gonna do like a whole house update video soon. I have an empty house tour up, but we've been adding a lot of things and decorating a lot for home decor. So my favorite places lately, I really like shopping online. I've been getting a lot of stuff on Amazon. If you guys didn't know, Amazon actually like is expanding their home decor department. So you can get a lot of stuff on there, like the bar stools that we're sitting on right now I got from Amazon. Crate & Barrel has been great for like cups. These are from Crate & Barrel, and like all kitchen stuff.
We try not to spend a ton of money on like big items, but a few items we will go to like Restoration Hardware.
Yes.
Just for like items that we
key
items that we know we want, or something that we find and we know we like.
But another really good tip too is to use apps like, or not apps, but use like Nextdoor and Craigslist. Like I know in California, Craigslist is like huge, and a lot of people sell stuff on there. So
we got a lot of great stuff like, on Nextdoor and Craigslist. Yeah,
like secondhand Restoration Hardware stuff that looks like brand new, for like a third of the cost. So be resourceful and just
in terms of like other places we shop, like we do shop at like a couple well-known brands, but we also like to have like
we also like to do like antique stuff. Like matter where it's from, as long as you like it, it's fine. And that it can be vintage, it could be secondhand on Craigslist,
but still have some kind of style.
At Goodwill, it could be brand new, but as long as you like it and you feel like it all comes together, then it's great. Just go for it. So it's supposed to be fun and like an expression of your creativity, which I love. Like most guys like
rustic.
man cave, like rustic, but Hunter is like totally fine with like my all white, bright. I mean, you do like wood and stuff like that, but that's good.
I really like wood. Like if you look around our house, like on her home tour, anything that's brown, I probably picked up behind your back.
Which is good. Like we needed a balance, but we make a good team.
Yeah, but we like our color schemes and color palettes pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
We're on the same page, which makes it nice and easy to, like, we trust each other's opinion, and she'll buy things online or in stores, and I'll buy things online and in stores without telling each other, and we just know that we'll like it. So
yeah, so if you guys want more home decor stuff, I'll link my home decor haul down below and also our house tour, so you can check out some stuff that we've gotten. I've been weekly vlogging, and I did some home updates in my weekly vlog that's going up in a couple days, so you guys can look out for that as well. And there's more home decor stuff to come, so stay tuned. Did you want to do your song of the week?
Yeah, sure. One I like, his name's Alan Raymond. I've been listening to him quite a bit lately. And one song that I just happened to play a few times today, the title is called Shelby Moves, Shelby Moves, by Alan Raymond, and we'll post it like we did last week in the video right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good song. It's just interesting. I like different music, so this is one some of y'all probably heard of Alan Raymond before, but this is just an interesting song, and I thought it was good.
All right, you guys, that's gonna end it for Spritz and chips. I'm out of my drink. Popcorn is gone. We're at the end of the episode. We will catch you next week in episode 3 of Spritz and Chips. Leave us a comment down below with topics for the next episode, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.